I'd like to ask Lieutenant McDaniel to explain the 3 canines in more detail, because it's making it sound like they just all up and left, and from my experience that's not true. You were here for all of them.
Yeah, the first canine we put into service, I was the patrol lieutenant from 92 to 2002. First canine we put into service was in 1995. That was Officer Brian Gannon. To accommodate him, we went out and we purchased a brand new Jeep Cherokee. So we're talking about accommodations. We accommodated him by then with a Jeep Cherokee. He took it home every day. It was a take-home car. And had it to come back and forth to work, unlike any other officer. Brian Gannon, when he first took it over, he did revolving shifts. We tried to keep him on the night shift as much as we could, but he did come to days on occasion. He was the canine officer until he left, I believe, in 2000, 2001, somewhere in that area. He was a canine officer for 5.5 years. Before he left, we also started a second dog because we thought we'd want to have a second dog on the road. So we sent Chip Shabbat to training. Chip Shabbat finished his training just before Brian Gannon left. We had 2 dogs on the road for 3 months.
Condition of the dog when Officer Gannon left?
When Officer Gannon left, his dog was almost 8 years old, I believe. I did a study on this. I had it written up. I don't have all the figures.
I'm asking you off the top of your head.
I'm just, roughly he was about 8 years old, and doing checks with the National Canine Association and so forth. If you get 5.5 to 6 years out of a canine dog, you're doing pretty good. Most dogs retire between 8 to 10 years old, unless you get them trained in drug sniffing and so forth, and then you might get a little bit longer out of them. But for them to be a working dog for more than 5.5 to 6 years, you're doing pretty good. So we got a life out of Brian's dog. Chip was here for 3.5 years as our canine officer. His dog was ailing at the time anyways, so it was probably going to be retired soon before he left, or shortly thereafter he left. We were paying medical bills and so forth to keep the dog running. We sent Officer McGowan to training in 2003. And he was our canine officer until he left. So we got nearly 6 years out of his dog. So the lifespans of the dogs, I think we got, national average-wise, we got life out of 2 of the dogs. The third one, unfortunately, was ailing, and we probably wouldn't have got the full 6, 7 years out of him anyways, even if Chip had stayed. So contrary to what Mr. Ouellette said, I think we've got a fairly good use out of our dogs. I think Officer McGowan knew that his dog was getting up there in age as well, and sooner or later was going to need to be retired. So, other than the fact that he was a drug-sniffing dog as well, we may have gotten a couple extra years out of him, but